where it gets a little fuzzy very quickly. Now, are some people making money? Yeah, lots of people are actually making money. But the percentage that start from scratch, like from these courses are encouraging you to do, is very small. Most people lose from a little to a lot of money. Now, if you have a product, like I had my physical Wake 'em Up book that sold on Amazon for a while, and that was okay. This is the little sliver that's okay. See, I had control of the product. I shipped a couple cases of books to Amazon directly. Nobody was going to knock off my low volume book on public speaking. So there wasn't much problem. It was a good thing to have it on Amazon. Great. The problem comes with sourcing a physical item out of the millions to choose from. So you have to, first of all, pick something that you think is going to sell. Then you have to buy it or have it manufactured, probably in China. And that can be a complete nightmare by itself alone. The learning curve and dealing in overseas transactions and manufacturers, that's a whole, I mean, geez, that's a not easy thing. I mean, I just interviewed a guy on this podcast, and then he had a vendor he sent $10,000 to, and they didn't even ship the product. They just stole his money and disappeared, probably opened up under a different name for $10,000. Now, I'm going to go through several things that can happen to you. You can get banned, and getting banned when you got all this inventory to sell, you lose your shirt, basically. And you can get banned on a whim. I mean, there are companies that can be hired by a competitor to give you a bunch of negative feedback and get you kicked off or banned. And you say, well, so what? Well, the so what is, where are you going to sell that inventory? And there's a number of ways you can get banned. That's just one of them. Even if you're the proverbial perfect vendor, perfect seller with a perfect product. See, Amazon is well known for being extremely customer-centric. In other words, saying the customer is always right is the understatement of the century for Amazon. So let's say someone buys something that doesn't qualify for free returns, and they don't want it or they didn't like it for whatever reason, but it didn't get free returns. Well, all the user has to do was claim the product was defective or not as described. So then they get their free return shipping with absolutely no consequences for lying about your product. You, the vendor, get an accusation that you can't defend. It just goes as a big black mark on your account. Get enough of those, boom, you're gone. Now, the guy I interviewed on the podcast kept getting shut down for false claims in his ad. He finally had to put up the product with no description of the product to get it approved again. Well, who's going to buy it without a description? And each appeal to Amazon took many weeks in between. All the while, he had money tied up in inventory and no sales. You have things like the time of delivery, which is largely out of your control. I mean, I've had Amazon say, oh, product is, it's supposed to be 2-day shipping with Prime. Well, then they say, well, sorry, it's not going to be 2 days. It's going to be 4 days. I mean, so that's out of your control, but you'll still get the bad marks. Now you got the defect rate in your product, which is somewhat in your control on who you buy from and make sure they're a good quality manufacturer, but it's not totally in your control. They could give you samples that are great and then make a cheaper version that you never see. It gets shipped directly to Amazon and you start getting these complaints. Again, boom, you get banned or shut down. If people cancel your orders quite a bit, and there's lots of other factors that can get you banned. I'm just trying to let you know you got a lot at risk here with this. Now, it's bad enough to get banned and stuck with inventory, all right? But Amazon has been known to withhold large amounts of money that they do owe you for many months, especially if you get banned, because they're waiting for other complaints and refunds, and they